Welcome to the Kingspiration Podcast. This is the place where you'll learn how to get unstuck and gain momentum in your life and business. Each week, we tackle the real aspects of entrepreneurship, personal development, relationships, and fitness. I'm your co-host, Ethan King, from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, entrepreneur, TEDx speaker, and best-selling author of Wealth Beyond Money.
And I'm your co-host, Justin King, no relation to Ethan, from Cape Town, South Africa, entrepreneur, speaker, and business growth strategist. Our journey crosses continents and cultures, sharing wisdom and experiences to propel you forward. Welcome to Kingspiration. Let's start the conversation.
All right, so super short episode today, but we want to talk to you guys about the book that we most recently read that had a major impact on our lives. And I guess I'll start off. I'm on my second reading of 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. And this book has had a major impact on everything I'm doing. The premise is that, and this is very different from the 10X that Grant Cardone talks about. It's a whole different concept. But the premise is that if you look at the 80-20 rule, like Pareto's principle, we spend 80% of our time doing things that are only bringing us about 20%. So if you cut down on that 80%, and it's hard to do because that 80% got you to where you are with success, but you have that 20% that's going to take you into your future self. And for me, my future self is going to have more freedom, more impact, more income. And right now, that's only about 20% of what I spend my day focusing on because my 80% is taken up with the day-to-day of my work life. So it's whittling down that 80% and eliminating things so that you can grow the 20% activities to take you into your future self. It's an ongoing process. That's why I'm in my second reading of the book. I did the audiobook first, and then someone actually gifted me the hardcover version, and I highly recommend it. Like, go pick up that book. It's got thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. What about you, Justin?
I'm going to bump that. Book has been literally in my Kindle library for a while, so I need to bump it up now to give it a read. The book that I'm going to recommend is It Takes What It Takes. It's all about how to gain control of your life, how to get to neutral and to gain control of your life. And it's by a gentleman by the name of Trevor Moawad, and he is a mindset and performance coach. He works with a lot of NFL teams, a lot of quarterbacks actually. Russell Wilson is one of his clients that he works with. I mean, I love the book, but in a nutshell, he said one thing that we know is that positivity, it's difficult to always be positive about things. If you have just got divorced or you've just lost a loved one, for somebody to come up to you and say, just be positive about it. You're like, shut the fuck up. How am I meant to be positive about that in the moment?
Right.
And then he said, what we know about negative thinking is that it works 100% of the time. So positive thinking can't always work. Negative thinking works 100% of the time. If you think negatively, that's just going to become this self-fulfilling prophecy. So he's an advocate of getting yourself to neutral. And he speaks about, if you think about shifting the gears of a car, you can't just go from fifth gear into reverse or from reverse all the way into fifth. You've got to get into neutral first. For those of you that you call it a stick shift, a manual. Yeah. For those of you driving a manual, you've got to get into neutral first. And that really hits home for me. And it's in any area of our life, it's get yourself into this neutral mindset. So forget what has just happened. If there was a bad play, if you made a bad decision, if something didn't go your way, don't dwell on that. Put it behind you. Or if something went amazingly well, don't let that blur your vision of what the next play needs to be. Get into neutral. And then based on what is presented in front of you, you can make a clear decision on what that next play needs to be, what that next step needs to be. So outstanding book. It Takes What It Takes by Trevor Moawad. Highly, highly recommend the read.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't read that one. It reminds me of that phrase, if you live by the cheers, you'll die by the booze.
Yes. Very true. Yeah, I love that.
And now you make me miss driving a stick shift, man. I grew up driving a stick shift, and it's so fun. You just have control and power. So
exactly, yeah, it's way more fun. Way more fun. Amazing.
Yeah. All right, great episode.
That's a quick one. Amazing.
Yep. Till next time.
Enjoy, guys.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Kingspiration. We hope this conversation sparked insights to ignite action in your life and business.
We're on this journey together, sharing our challenges and successes to help all of us take the next step towards building momentum and ultimately reaching our goals.
If you found value in today's episode, please share it with someone else who might benefit and leave us a 5-star review.
And remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on our weekly conversations. Until next time, keep rolling, keep growing, and keep being inspired.